Bledsoe, Sneed, the Chitwood Waymount Complex. Most of these are male or co-ed dorms at Texas Tech, but are they the right choice to live as a freshman? While there are virtual tours and floor plans, which some of them are outdated, they don't show or explain the cons of living in one of these dorms. So I asked myself this: what is the best dorm to live as a freshman at Texas Tech? So I asked around campus of freshmen who are living at these dorms to give me their opinions about the dorms and dormitory, and rate them from a scale of 1 through 10 by how much they like living there. Our first interview would be with Evan and Tanner, who both live in Bledsoe Hall. Let's see what they have to say. What do you like best about your dorm?
So I think my room itself is just very nice. Like, I've been in other dorms like Chitwood, Sneed, Hullet, and they seem kind of outdated, and the room seemed a lot smaller than the ones that are in Bledsoe. So yeah, I think the room space is just quite nice itself.
What do you dislike about your dorm?
This might just be like a room issue, but the temperature in my room is very inconsistent. Like, sometimes it'll be too hot, and then sometimes it'll also be too cold. I can't find like a consistent temperature that keeps it nice. That's really the only issue, though.
What do you like about your the dormitory?
I think the location is super convenient, being right across from like all the restaurants at university and stuff. Makes it easy for like whenever I want to get together with my friends to go have dinner or something.
What do you dislike about the dormitory?
Definitely the washing machine situation, because like there are only 6 washing machines and 6 dryers for the entire building to use, and half the time like some of the washers are just out of service, broken for whatever reason. So it just makes it kind of inconvenient whenever like some are out of service, and it just like makes the laundry room a lot more crowded than it needs to be.
All right. Out of a scale of 1 through 10, how much do you like living in this dorm and dormitory? And elaborate why.
I'd give it like an 8.5. Really, the only issue that I have with the washing machine situation, but I only do my laundry like once a week because I don't have like a ton that I really need to do. So it's not that much of an issue for me personally. So
all right,
that's my rating.
Thank you. Best about your dorm room?
I think what I like the most is that I know my roommate. I've known him since I was in like 5th or 6th grade, so I've known him for a while. And it's just he moved away like halfway through high school, so it was nice to be able to reconnect with him. I think that's what I like the most.
What do you dislike about your dorm room?
I mean, nothing against him. He's just he's a lot more talkative than I am, so he's a lot of people over. It's not like a bad thing. It's just sometimes I want to be like kind of quiet, you know. But like if I go to the study room, it's not necessarily quiet there either. And neither it is, and it's not like that in the library either. So like I feel like the best way to do that is in my dorm. But I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
All right. What do you like about the dormitory?
Like just the dorms in general.
Yeah, like the area, like the lounge.
I think the study room's cool. If I have a lot of time to do an assignment, I'll go in the study room and do it. Versus, because it's really talkative in there, so I can like get a little bit of work done and then start talking to people and then come back and like switch back and forth. But if I'm in like my dorm and I have to like really lock in, you know, I don't have a lot of time, I'll just go in my dorm and do it because it's a lot more quiet. So.
What do you dislike about the dormitory?
Probably the public bathrooms. I mean, it's not that bad. They're usually clean most of the time. And I mean, I have seen some times where there's been like throw up everywhere, so it's kind of like,
Right.
But I mean, that's not pretty common, so.
Out of a scale of 1 through 10, how much do you like living in the dorm and dormitory? And elaborate why.
I mean, I like this a lot more than living with my parents, so probably 10.
All right.
Nothing against my parents. It's just nice to be around other people than my parents for the first time, you know. It's kind of like an extended sleepover, you know. I do everything on my own. I get my own food. It'd be nice to be able to like have a kitchen to cook food, but I mean, other than that, it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that was Evan and Tanner from Bledsoe. Next up is the Chitwood, Weymouth, and Coleman complex with Hullet and Jake. What do you like best about your dorm room?
My dorm room, I like the fact that it has a sink in it. There's a bunch of storage space. There's like a ton of places to put your stuff. I That's probably my favorite part.
I like about my dorm room is how convenient it is. We got Wiggins right next to us. It's open till midnight. I think it's the only spot on campus open till midnight. And my classes aren't too far. It's a nice little walk. And it's right next to the rec. Oh my god, that's nice. It is right next to the rec.
Yeah.
What do you dislike about your dorm room?
It's smelly.
Oh, it smells.
It smells like poop.
We live in Chitwood. Commonly nicknamed something else because it sounds like something else.
Uh-huh. Guess what it is.
Yeah. I don't think we're allowed to say on an English project, no?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. It gives your honest opinion about it.
Also, I'm an engineer. I have a 20-minute walk across campus. It's a nice walk, but it's long, 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, a lot of my classes are actually very far. I have a class in Holden. That's across campus.
That's my closest class. In Holden Hall.
No, actually, Livermore. I have one in the Livermore Center, so that's further. That's like, I don't know how to describe where it is because I'm not an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
The MCOM building is near, so that's nice. That's about it.
All right. What do you like about like the dormitory, like the lounge, the office, the pickup area? What do you like about it?
I like this whole place. It looks pretty nice. It's pretty nice. There's couch. There's TV. I come down here a lot. I've met a lot of people down here.
That's how we met.
Guy.
Yeah.
So.
I think I want to say the couch and the TV right there, it being such a big TV and being so open. That's probably how I've met majority of my friends here. Not just in Chitwood, but on Texas Tech is here in this lobby. We're playing Super Smash Bros. And we're just gonna meet everybody because it's so open.
Mm-hmm.
Out of a scale of 1 through 10, how would you rate the dorm and dormitory? And elaborate why.
I'm gonna say, as a whole, a 5, because I think it is fairly priced. If we're counting, like, I think you get the most bang for your buck here, because you don't pay a lot to live here, but it's somewhere to live. But overall, it's like a 3. I'm gonna say 3.
Went down. I'm actually headed in the opposite direction. I want to say 8 or 9. If I could stay here next semester, I 100% would. It's very nice. It's just right there. Wiggins is right there. You're having a fun night. You're tired. You can't walk too well because of how tired you are. You get food because you're hungry. It's awesome. And big old TV, big old couch. You just can't stay on half of it.
Now see, but if you lived over like Bledsoe, you're right next to like Whataburger and like.
I'm not trying to cross the street when I'm not able to walk great.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. The loser over here doesn't party. But yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Ethan Sneed.
So that was Hullet and Jake. They were doing great in the interview, so I'll link their Instas down in the description, so go check them out. Now, last but not least is Sneed, and I'll be interviewing Jason and Noah.
We're on a go.
What do you like best about your dorm room?
It's pretty spacious the way that we have it set up. So, I have a lot of room to move around and stretch my legs, if you will. I have a lot of room.
All right. What do you dislike about your dorm room?
I think that as it's gotten colder, the heater, the AC in the room has been working too well. I don't know what's up with that. It's a little weird, but I mean that's really only the really only complaint,
What do you like about the dormitory?
It's pretty quiet. There's not a lot going on. I've heard some bad things about some of the other dorms. A lot of people going through the hallways. This one has none of that. It's only really loud in the lobby.
All right. What do you dislike about the
It's loud in the
dormitory?
lobby. It's loud in the lobby. You go down and you see a full blast episode of Rick and Morty, and that's not quite my cup of tea.
All right. Out of a scale of 1 through 10, how much do you like living in this dorm, and elaborate why? And dormitory.
I would say a solid 9. because it's not too much. It's not too loud. I got a good space close to a lot of my classes, and it's definitely saved me a couple times for all my Air Force stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much to complain about, so I'd put it a solid 9. I'm not too picky.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
What do you like best about your dorm room?
I like that the AC works. It's cold all the time, and I got a really nice view of a nice tree. It's very orange right now. It's pretty.
All right. What do you dislike about your dorm room?
I don't like how little space I have. I'm like pushed up against the wall with my desk, so anytime I try and get out of my desk, I just run into the wall, and then it's just annoying.
All right. What do you like about the dormitory?
I like that there's a lot of washing machines, and the showers are hot and they work well. They got good water pressure, and I like 23 at Sneed because it's very convenient.
All right. What do you dislike about the dormitory?
I don't like how far away it is from everything. Well, just from Bledsoe. I don't like having to cross Bledsoe. My key doesn't work to get into Bledsoe, so all my friends are in Bledsoe. Just inconvenient.
All right. Out of a scale of 1 through 10, how much do you like living in your dorm and dormitory, and elaborate why?
Probably like a 7 or an 8, because like the showers and the washing machine are super nice, but I'm just far away from people, so I gotta bump it down a few points, so probably 7.
All right.
That's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
So that was Jason and Noah. Now, from what I've learned is that from doing all these interviews is that 2 people per dormitory is not enough to rank the best dorm according to freshmen. But noting the pros and cons with these dormitories may help with other incoming freshmen who are deciding to choose their own dorm. Another thing I've learned is that Chitwood, Coleman, and Weymouth are almost the same building, even down to the smell. So I decided to bundle them together as one. Now, let's get to the best dorm, followed by the rest in order. For number 1, we have Bledsoe with a 9.5 average rating. For number 2, we have Sneed with an 8 average rating. And for number 3, we have Chitwood Weymount Coleman Complex with an average rating of a 5.5. I'm hoping that whatever you choose is right for you and you don't regret it later on. So, thank you for watching this video, and I would like to give thanks for those who are willing to interview for this project. So, choose wisely and have a good one.